In 1953, Dr. Werner von Braun published a science fiction novel called The Mars Project that describes the first human mission to Mars. Dr. Werner von Braun was a member of the Nazi Party and worked as a rocket scientist co-developing the V-2 rocket during World War II. After the war, he was moved to the United States along 1,600 other German scientists as part of the Operation Paperclip, a secret United States intelligence program relocating former Nazi scientists to America. He was then assimilated to NASA as the director of the Marshall Space Flight Center. He was interested in the technocracy movement, an anti-democratic movement promoting the idea of a government run by unelected, technically skilled, empirically driven elite. It's not too surprising that a member of the Nazi Party would be interested in this type of movement, as a 1944 article from New International stated that technocracy turned out to be the latest model fascist techniques. Nationalism, anti-foreignism, and the cult of American superiority is as dominant a note in technocracy as the Aryan myth in Hitlerism. But von Braun was not the only one interested in this movement. Another very interested individual was Joshua Norman Heidelman, Elon Musk's maternal grandfather. He was the director of Technocracy Inc. from 1936 until 1941. The organization was originally conceptualized in Canada in 1919, but was officially incorporated in 1933, the same year Hitler rose to power. The company was shut down by Canadian Parliament in 1940, which caused Heidelman to leave the country in favor of South Africa's apartheid. He chose to go to South Africa because of the racist policies, stating, "Instead of the government's attitude keeping me out of South Africa, it had precisely the opposite effect. It encouraged me to come and settle here." South Africa ended up becoming a safe haven for Nazis and one of the only places in the world still engaging with Nazi ideology after World War II. Now let's go back to our sci-fi novel, The Project Mars. In this novel, we follow the first mission to Mars. When the humans arrive on Mars, they see technology much more sophisticated than theirs, with an underground tunnel for transport and organ transplants. The humans also learn the Martian social structure. The Martian government was directed by 10 men, the leader of whom was elected by universal suffrage for 5 years and entitled Elon. 2 houses of parliament enacted the laws to be administered by the Elon and his cabinet. Elon Musk named his son in honor of this social structure.
Werner von Braun's book, I think it was his, or it could have been Ober's book, spoke about that the head of the Mars colony would be called the Elon. Now, I remember that, but I never thought of it as a name. I never thought it was a person's name. And then when May and I got married, I was quite amazed to discover that her father's grandfather or something had been called Elon Haldeman, which was really reminded me of the stories that we had. And so I thought, well, yes, I like that name for Elon because it means something to me. Elon.
As we can see, Elon Musk has been bathed in technocrat ideology since he was born. It's not a coincidence that he wants to build underground tunnels and go to Mars. However, Musk is not the only South African nerd that believes that democracy should be overthrown by a tech-oriented elite that has all the power. Peter Thiel seems to be a technocrat too. He went to school in then South Africa's Swakopmund, a city notorious for its ties to Nazi Germany. He is the billionaire who funded candidates like J.D. Vance, who's now the Vice President of the United States, and Ted Cruz, who's now one of the United States Senator. He also funded Trump's 2016 election campaign. He believed that politics and technology go against each other, and technology needs to win over politics.
And so even though I believe technology is the way out, and even though I think politics is bad and voting is bad, technology is the vehicle for how we should be looking to escape and move beyond politics as we find it today. The government is so fundamentally evil that to deny the evil nature of the government is equal to denying the existence of the devil.
Musk and Thiel are no strangers. They founded PayPal together, a company whose goal was to overthrow the government with technology.
Founder of a company called PayPal, And the initial founding vision was that we were going to use technology to change the whole world and basically overturn the monetary system of the world. And the basic idea was that we could never win an election on getting certain things because we were in such a small minority. But maybe you could actually unilaterally change the world without having to constantly convince people and beg people and plead with people who are never going to agree with you through technological means. And this is where I think technology is this incredible alternative to politics.
Well, 25 years later, it seems that Thiel and Musk realized their plan of overtaking the government, with Musk acting as head of the Doge department and Thiel's candidates promoting government deregulation. The technocracy movement seems to be winning over democracy right now, but who knows what the future holds. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for another episode. Bye!